Hi there, it's Tom from BlackToad Studio. First I'd like to apologise for the bit of a cold that I've got, so if I sound a bit bunged up, apologies for that. However, this is a little update on my nights that I've just about finished now. So essentially what I did was I had 5 nights. I decided to do them all up as free blades, different colour schemes, test out some different colours and things and see what I was good and bad at, and also learn a few things hopefully. So essentially I'm just going to quickly go through them. So here we have my green night, which is there. I'll just flip it around for you. Nothing too complicated on that. And I've gone with I used one of the basing kits from GW and some Astro Granite on all the bases, these to give them all a similar effect. I got a gold, well it's basically a metallic night this one, so with a bit of red mixed in, some blood on the chainsaw and fist, like so. And then again on the back, slightly different on the back on that one. I used a kind of a brass effect on it. Then we got a two-tone blue. So yeah, I actually quite like how this one came out in the end. I think the new gloss Agrax shade on it worked really nicely actually. So that's that one. And a couple of other little colours here. So we've got an orange and black with some grey trim. Quite like how it came out. I might do a few other things that I'm still kind of thinking what I might do with it, but I think I'm happy with it to play with it at the moment on camera anyway. And then likewise with the yellow one on the end here. Quite like how this one turned out, yellow red, two-tone yellow and a dark red. I think that looked quite effective actually in the end. So, and again on the back, nothing too mad, just some light dry brushing. So essentially all I have to do with them now is do the carapace weapons here. I kind of wanted to have it so that they were interchangeable, but as I've done the colours the way I have, I don't know if I can, so I've been hanging off doing them for a little bit. I'm not too fussed about getting them done straight away because I'd like to have a little think, see if I can find a neutral colour that works with all 5 of them. But I have a suspicion I'll end up picking one to go on top of each of the ones and then paint them in the same colour scheme. So anyway, yeah, that's the nights. That was quite a nice little bit of fun. Not too complicated. I really enjoyed doing them. It took me about 2 weeks to get finished. So I'm now basically come up to the point where I'm like, I haven't got anything kind of brand new to paint up now. These are everything I've got now. I've bought, the last thing I bought was probably at Warhammer World, and that was I'll be coming to that in a minute. It was one box, but and a Forge World thing. But those 2 things I'm stopping at for a while, as in purchasing new things. So essentially I'm setting myself a little challenge not to buy anything model wise for the hobby until our next trip back up to Warhammer World, which we haven't even set a date for. So it could be a little while, but I'm going to be putting money aside that I normally spend so that hopefully I can get myself a few nice things from the Forge World shop. So essentially, just to give you an idea of what I've got going on though, because essentially I have a massive backlog. So essentially this is one thing I did pick up, which is I have actually got a small Nurgle demon collection which I wanted to extend out. So this is going to be a nice little fun one just to do every now and then. I wanted to give Age of Sigmar a little go as well at some point with the new General's Handbook coming out in July. Essentially I actually have already had the starter box set or something similar to it. I had bought it all separately, it was before they came out. And I also had Demon Prince down here, just a couple of little models here to show you. And on top of that, we then have another large project, which is this one here. As you can see, I bought the Sector Imperialis basing kits. I bought the large one, and these are all the base kits essentially. So I've got a lot of Black Templars I want to put onto new bases. So just to highlight, I've put my Contemptor. I'm going to move that onto one of them. Some Marines here. I want to upgrade them all to 32mm just to get them all up to the same standard. And also, while I am doing this, I will be repainting some of them just to bring them up to scratch, because it is actually my oldest army I have now, and there's bits which looking at now, I don't really find that brilliant, and I would like to redo. So I don't think I'll necessarily respray them, but I'll definitely be touching up. As you can see, some of these here, for instance, here's a good example. I did this shield on here about 6 months ago, but the actual Terminator was done years ago, and as you can see, it's okay, but I think I could do a better job now, so I would like to maybe take the shoulders off and get my actual Black Templar kit applied to it properly, so it looks properly Black Templar, and then redo the shoulders and stuff like that. And also definitely, as you can see, the bases, although, you know, I liked the way I did them then, I think I prefer to have the new style bases on there. So I've got, yeah, for instance, I've got another, yeah, I think I do actually have about 20 Terminators to base, so I do actually have enough there to do all them. It's brilliant, but it's not going to happen overnight, so hoping that will be on video at some point during the next few months. And then moving on from that, I have, as always, ongoing scenery stuff. So I've got these Promethean pipes I bought a while ago that need doing up. I just need painting, they're all assembled. And then I did this, actually odd enough, I did this yesterday, essentially because I had two Renegade kits. So I had the basing kit, so well, basically terrain kit from it, but also a friend donated an extra one, so I'm going to be building a few bits of custom terrain. This is a slightly more enclosed building with a few bits of the large basic kit stuck on it. I'm going to texture the base a bit and snap it off a bit to give it more of a rough effect. But yeah, nice little building. Just a bit different than the stuff that you normally get just by doing the sides up and not actually, yeah, having a more enclosed building essentially. And then carrying on, I've also got, this is actually what I'm working on right now. This is my Warhound Titan. I resprayed it grey. I've got quite a lot to go on it. I'm just getting the basic colour scheme sorted out at the moment. I've decided that I'm going to keep it quite simple, because actually most of the paint jobs I've seen for these kind of items tend to look better the more simple you go, because I think more complex equals more mistakes, and you know, as much as I'd love to be that kind of painter, I just ain't. So maybe I'll get there eventually by going through things like this. So that gold won't be staying the same. I need to respray that at some point, but I wanted to maintain the metallic effect from the grill that you get with it. And then over here we have yet more terrain. This was a kit I bought a little while ago when they came out. It's the crate kit. I just need to paint it all up. Actually, I'm actually quite looking forward to having those bits done, because it will add a nice little dimension to the battlefield. So I think the one thing that I miss in my battlefields that I've got, well, definitely the city one I've got built at the moment, is just scatter terrain and little bits and bobs just to flesh it out to make it look a bit more real and sort of lived in, so to speak. Because it's all very well having all the big fancy buildings, but if there's not all the little bits scattered around, it looks a little bit like it's just a ghost town, really, without any kind of little bits in it. So those are those bits. As you can see, I've already got a fair bit to be getting on with. On top of that, I also, a little while ago, purchased all three of the board game kits. So we've got the Execution one, got the the Age of Sigmar, it's the Silver Tower, pardon me, that's the one, and also the Kill Team one. So I would love to get them all done. These are probably going to be the last things I get around to doing. I might pick out some of like the Assassins if I want to use them in the game, or some of the Marines just to sort of as sort of leader units for a bit of a change, but to be honest, I'll probably settle down them and have a go at them. I'm actually looking forward to the most actually doing the Silver Tower one, because it's a lot of things that I wouldn't normally do. The other two kits have got sort of 40k related content, so I've done that kind of stuff before, but the Silver Tower's got a few more demons and a few more interesting paint jobs that I can do on them. So yeah, looking forward to doing that as well. Other than that, that's pretty much where I'm at. I've got, obviously I've also still got, I'm just going to come over here and I'll show you, I've got stacks more orcs to do. I've got a whole shelf full down here, and that's just the stuff I've got out. So, oh yeah, I've got a couple of the bits over here. I've got one of my Vindicator variants here. Yeah, so I hope that was interesting-ish. Just to let you know what I'll be doing, and essentially I won't be targeting the blog at any one particular project now. It's just going to be hopefully a weekly project blog, and I'll just show you what I got up to in that week to give you an update on where I am on various bits and bobs, but I'll tell you what I've been focusing on, obviously. So at the moment I'm hoping you'll see a little bit more on this Warhound here. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next vid.